Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a highly requested tarot deck review and showcase. And the reason I say highly requested is because I've had a lot of you express interest on my Instagram page regarding these decks and being excited about them. So the two decks I'm going to show off to you are the Magical Dogs Tarot, and we're also going to be looking at the Weird Cat Tarot. And both of these decks are actually two of my top favorites in my collection right now. So I'm very excited to show them off to you. So in this video, I'm going to just give you a rundown of where I got these decks, where you can find them, the price points. I'll go into some details about the inspiration behind each one, some different features and attributes that they have. And then of course, I'll show you some of my favorite cards in both of the decks. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. All right guys, so the first deck that I'm going to be showing off to you is the Magical Dogs Tarot. And this is like one of my all-time favorite tarot decks in my collection, just for the simple fact that I'm a dog lover. But I also find this deck to be really easy to work with. So I'm going to get into all those details in just a minute. So I actually got this deck as a Christmas gift from my sister. So shout out to her, great find on your part. And I did some research to see kind of like where you guys could get this from and the price point. So this is available on Amazon and the price point is around $23. So pretty affordable if you're looking to try a new deck. One of the things that I love about this deck is the box. So I want to show you guys this. This is really important to me when I buy decks. I really do prefer that the decks come in a more sturdy box like this. It just is going to be more durable and lasts a lot longer for you versus a lot of decks out there. They come in like, you know, just basic packaging and it falls apart after a short amount of time. So here's the inside. This is where the cards are stored. So I love that feature about it. This also comes with a really nice detailed guidebook. And you can see here, it's got, you know, illustrations of all the different cards that you can find and the meanings in depth for upright meanings and reversals. So you get a lot of detail with this. One of the things that I really liked when I was reading a little bit about this deck is that the creators, they actually were inspired by real dogs, like that they actually knew or had like a personal connection with when they were creating the artwork for this deck. And they actually list all the names of the different dogs that inspired the artwork here. So I just really like that because I think it adds a really nice personal touch to the deck. It helps me feel more connected to it, knowing like, oh, some of these doggies were actually like real. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. Now this deck, it's really cute. It does model the traditional tarot. So it's got the major arcana, the minor arcana, but there are some subtle differences here. Here's the back so you can see. I love the backs of these cards. I just think they're so pretty. Very like nature inspired. And something else that's cool about them too is that you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the name of the card, it's actually like a metallic. You can kind of see. So it has a really pretty sort of like gold reflect to it, which personally I love. So as I was saying, this deck, it is modeled after the traditional tarot, but there are a few just subtle differences. So I want to show you guys some of the major arcana that are a little bit different than what you would find in a traditional tarot deck. So here is the first one. This is the Magician, and you can see that they refer to him as the Mage. So a little bit different wording there. We also have the Hanged Man, which in this deck is referred to as the Seer. So I love that he's just like lazily hanging upside down in this tree. But the Seer is kind of a different, you know, it gives the, you know, the meaning of the Hanged Man card just like a little bit of a different vibe or different energy to it. We also have, this is the Trickster, which is the Devil, which I also really like because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of embodies that devil energy, like adapts it more to a dog, if that makes sense. Like you might have a dog that's a little bit of a trickster. So those are just a few major arcana. So then when it comes to the minor arcana, they do still have the 4 suits, but they have a little bit of a different way that they go about the 4 suits. When I was reading about the inspiration behind this deck, they really wanted it to feel more true to animals and nature, where we would probably naturally encounter a dog if they were not like domesticated dogs, if that makes sense. So as some of you know, in the traditional tarot, we have the suit of wands, swords, cups, and pentacles. In this deck, they don't call them suits, they call them packs, you know, which dogs run in packs, which makes sense. And they go by, they are called the pack of fire, sea, sky, and earth. So it makes it more true to like a dog's experience in life. But a lot of the lessons and a lot of the depictions of the cards that I'm about to show you are actually like very similar to traditional tarot, but they're again just adapted more for how a dog would experience it, right? Something else that's a little bit different too about this deck is that with the court cards, they have a little bit of a different system by which they name them. So a lot of us know that in traditional tarot, we've got kings, queens, knights, and pages. And in this deck, we've got alpha male. So I'll show them as I talk about them. So this is the earth, the suit of earth. So this is the earth alpha male, which would be the king of pentacles. We've got the earth alpha female, which would be the queen of pentacles. We have the earth guardian, which is the knight of pentacles. And this is actually one of my personal favorite cards out of this entire deck. And the reason why is because this dog, he reminds me so much of my dog, Toby, who passed away last year. He literally could be like his twin. Now the energy of this dog compared to the energy of Toby, a little bit different story, but that's neither here nor there. So this would be the Knight of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Here is the Earth Puppy, which is the Page of Pentacles. I love this one. It's so cute with his little wrinkle face. So that's the suit of Pentacles, but those are how they name the court cards. So it gives it a little bit more of like that dog energy to it versus, you know, they wouldn't be called kings and queens in the dog realm. They have the alpha male and they have the alpha female that run the pack, right? So now I want to show you guys just a few of my personal favorite cards in this deck. So the first one that I wanted to show you is actually the Death card. So here it is here. I think the reason I really like this depiction of the Death card is a lot of times that card, I feel like it can have a really negative connotation to it if you don't really understand the true meaning behind it. But I feel like this one, it really showcases and illustrates really well the true meaning behind the Death card, because you can see that, you know, this dog has passed, but it's almost like he's rising into something even greater, you know? So it's like letting go of that past energy to be able to manifest something even greater and better energy for yourself going forward. So I love this depiction of the Death card. It feels very powerful to me. Another one that I really love, this is another major arcana. This is the Judgment card. So in this deck, they call it the Call. I love again that they have this idea of like how dogs run in packs. So it's like a group of them together, but it really makes me, to me, it just really illustrates the energy of the Judgment card of just being called to your higher purpose, right? And contemplating it, like what steps am I going to take? So here are a couple from the suit of Cups, which in this deck would be the pack of Sea. So here's one of my favorites. This is the Five of Cups. And I know that this card can have like a negative connotation to it, but I think it illustrates it really well, and it illustrates it in a different way than you would see in another deck. Here's another one that I love, the Ten of Sea. So really depicts that happy family, just blissful energy of the Ten of Cups. Here's one from the suit of Pentacles, or in this deck would be the suit of Earth or the pack of Earth. This is the Four of Earth. This card, like, I remember I got it in a daily card pull, I think for one of my pick-a-cards recently, and it literally reminded me of like the people that go to the grocery store and hoard all the toilet paper. Here's one from the suit of Swords, which in this deck would be the pack of Sky. So this is the Nine of Sky or the Nine of Swords. So you can see again, like it really it's easy to like really pick up on the essence of this card, the emotion behind this card. You know, he's scared, he's fearful, he's anxious, there's turbulence outside. To me, it almost makes it more emotional because I'm watching an animal like suffer. So again, I think this deck, you know, even if you're a new reader, I think you could easily, you know, connect with the deck. Because the animals are very emotionally expressive. And then here, this is the 10 of Fire, which would be the 10 of Wands in the traditional tarot. So I love this one too. I think it really illustrates that idea of like carrying a burden or working really hard towards something, right? So those are just a few of my favorite cards. If there's any card that you guys are curious to see that I didn't show in this particular showcase, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I'll post it on my Insta story so you can see it. Let's go ahead now and let's transition into the weird cats. Okay, so let's go ahead and learn about the Weird Cat Tarot. So this deck I got a little while ago on Etsy. The illustrator is Gabrielle Cash, and this deck was about $52, so it's a little bit more expensive, but I personally love finding decks on Etsy because I feel like the artwork that you're getting is so unique and so like one of a kind. So to me, the price was worth it for sure. You can see, similar to the Magical Dogs, this one comes in a really nice sturdy box, really cute and colorful on the inside. And this one also comes with a guidebook too. And again, kind of similar to the Magical Dogs, the creator here has dedicated this deck to some of her cats, which I think is really nice and cute. I'm such a dork. But this one also does a really nice job of showing you all the different cards and what they mean. And then they have a few tarot spreads that you can do if you're a beginner or if you're just curious to do a type of spread. And then this one also goes into zodiacs too. So it gives you some zodiac information and what tarot cards are associated with what sign. So here's what the back of the deck looks like. So really colorful and cute. This was what initially drew me to this deck when I saw it on Etsy, was the colorful background and this beautiful metallic side that it has. I mean, it's just so eye-catching, you know? So even though I'm personally not a big cat person, just the look and feel of this deck really caught my eye. So one thing that I really love about this deck is kind of, it just kind of has a more whimsical take on tarot. So it does follow the traditional tarot model as well, but a lot of the cards just have an element of fun or, like I was saying, whimsy to them, which I enjoy. So here's one of my favorite cards from the Major Arcana. It's actually the Tower card. And the reason I like this is because it's like, it's their cat post that's coming like crashing down to the ground. So, you know, this is a very like dark card for a lot of people. It's like a card that you don't always want to see in your tarot spread. But I feel like they add a more whimsical approach to it. So it kind of softens the blow a little bit. So here's the Suit of Cups. So you can see the Suit of Cups is depicted with these roses versus cups. So again, kind of similar to the Magical Dog in that they try to, you know, emulate the cat's natural environment versus putting it in a human environment with cups. Here's the Knight of Pentacles, and the pentacles in this deck are strawberries, which is so cute. And I just love that he's riding on a bug. Here's my favorite card in the whole deck, the Seven of Swords. So this one you can see is like a dog pretending to be a cat, which I think, again, it adds such a whimsical, just funny element to this card, which a lot of people interpret this card in a, you know, very negative light sometimes. So it kind of softens it a little bit, but I just think that's so funny. And you can see that the swords are represented here by trees. And then finally, the Knight of Wands, and wands, the Suit of Wands is depicted by these little branches. And I just love that he's riding a snail. So again, if there's any cards in this deck that you guys want to see that I wasn't able to show in this review, leave me a comment down below and I'll post them on my Insta story. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, and I hope you have an awesome weekend. Bye.